I remember. That was so cool.
When I met you at the office,
Yes.
how long had you been out of surgery? How you had weight loss surgery?
Yes.
How far were you along at that point?
I think at that point, because that was probably 2012 or so, because I had just written my book. So I believe I was probably about 2.5, 3 years out then.
Really?
Yes. I had my surgery in July of 2009.
Okay.
Yes.
And you had the bypass.
I had gastric bypass,
Okay.
and back then it was an open procedure. So now, yes, so I have the scar that most women don't because they have punctures.
Yes.
They actually cut me open to do my surgery, yes. My physician wanted a better view. He did not believe in the laparoscopic thing. Yeah, he wanted to get a good view of all that was going on in there versus using the pins. Now I wish I had pinholes versus this big scar up my belly, but it's okay. It's all right.
I've got pinholes.
Okay.
So I've got the pinholes. So I know we've had a conversation about having plastic surgery, and I think we even talked about it that day we met.
Yeah.
You told me about the guy that you told me about the guy you went to and had.
Dr. Perlman, I'll never forget him.
Okay. So at 2.5 years, you had decided you were ready for the
2.5 years.
you were ready for plastic surgery.
I thought.
Okay.
Not true.
Really?
Not true. Oh no. As you know, being a part of this community, when we first lose that weight, probably for the first few years, 5 years, we have no idea who we are. We have no good perspective of what physically we actually look like. We just know that we were big, and now people say we're smaller. We don't really see it. We know our clothes don't fit. My whole thing was, I know I'm smaller, but I'm not skinny. I had that thing in my head. It was like, I'm smaller, but I'm not small. You know, I'm not little, you know? And this was like size 6 at the time that I had no idea that I was even that. Looking back, I'm like, I was not that small. That's just fake, you know? For real, fake news. But but the reality of the situation was that weight was gone. I could not see myself in that weight. So I thought I wanted to have plastic surgery to correct what I thought was wrong, but I didn't even have a good view of it. And I don't know that I still have a good view of it.
So because does your head ever catch up to your body? Because I still look in the mirror 100 pounds later, I still look in the mirror and I still see those same problem, you know, I still see it. It's like you focus automatically and it's like, here's what I need to fix. And it's like, does that ever get clear in your head? I mean,
I think our motives for why we want to do it change.
okay.
In the beginning, guilty pleasure, because you lose all that weight, all you're thinking about is big booty, big boobs, small waist. I'm not lying. You know, anybody that say, those people who can get their skin removed on their stomachs and have their medical pay for it, for medical need, they get that right away. It's not, you know, the actual tummy tuck, but it is that penis removal thing or whatever.
Yes.
They gonna get it.
Of
because
course.
we, you know, the idea I think initially is we are doing this for our health, but there is still a bit of vanity in that for the fat girl.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. And I think that if we were real with it, I think we all can say, yeah, that's a little vanity. But once you lose it, you want to look good. My number one goal was to wear a belt. I just wanted to wear a belt. I just wanted to wear a belt. But once I wore the belt, then what? Because now I'm saying, oh, but look at my stomach, and you know, so you'll go on and on and on. And so the reason why I chose not to do the plastic surgery is that I knew I wasn't ready because I couldn't see me, and I was too scared that I was gonna start and I didn't know where to stop. I'm like, where do you stop? Do you stop at the knees? Do you stop at the hips? Do you stop at the thighs, the stomach, the arms, because we'll always find something. I just went in saying, face is off limits. You know, my face is off limits. I'm not doing anything to my face. But I'm like, my arms, my boobs, my stomach. And then Dr. Perlman was so wonderful. So I got a couple of quotes. So early on, I knew I couldn't just do liposuction because I had such, you know, enormous amounts of skin that were left that I knew that I was going to need surgery. But I did not want to be typical and get the stomach done and then the rest of my body off kilter. I didn't want to do that because, again, it was vanity for me.
Yeah.
And Dr. Perlman was the only physician that took his camera from my point of view. So he said, take the camera and take the pictures and tell me what you see. And I was able to take the pictures of me looking down
Yes.
in my lap, my stomach, in my,
Yes.
you know, all of those. And then he said, let's look at it. And he says, you're a plastic surgeon's dream. Now, at that time, I had lost 120 pounds. And I think I was 150, which has been my smallest weight. 148 was my smallest, maybe for a day or two, but that would have been my 120 pounds. And I thought I was ready. And he says, it doesn't make sense to do the thighs if I'm not gonna go all the way down to the knees. And after explaining the lower body lift, the abdominoplasty, the butt lift, everything that I would have had to do in the tune of $40,000, I really sat back and said, so what is it all worth at the end of that?
Yeah.
So once I do all that, then who am I? Am I still not gonna see, you know, this previous almost 300-pound woman?
Right.
And so I knew then that I will not cut until I can see me for who I am the day I cut. And it's been 9 years I haven't cut. And I think I look pretty good in my jeans.
Hey. I remember you and me talking just recently. It's
yeah.
like, hey, I kind of like what I see in the mirror.
I think I like it.
Yeah, I'm still kind of nervous about going back underneath the knife, as they say.
Okay.
I don't know. Because there's a pretty popular YouTube vlogger.
Okay.
And she had breasts done and she had her arms done.
Okay.
And her doctor botched her up. He was not board certified. And she was in ill health for about a year. And the way he talked to her, I mean, it's all on YouTube for everybody to see her process. And now she's looking at having corrective surgery, saving up money because she was a cash patient. You know, she saved up her money. And now she says, I wish I had never done it.
Right.
I wish I had never done it. And so I knew I was nervous about going under the knife again, being under anesthesia. That's always not really a fan. So I found out about this other procedure where they freeze your fat.
That's coming up. And,
Yes, they will freeze it, but it doesn't work for weight loss surgery patients because we have so much
our
saggy
skin.
skin.
Yes,
you have
yes,
to
yes,
have
yes.
good skin
Yes.
in order for that process to work.
Yes.
Because had that been an option for me, arms, tummy, legs, I was going to have it all done and then have the girls go back to where they, you know, should be.
Let me tell you about the girls. I am not kidding. This is probably the most funniest thing. When I first had my surgery, I was a 42 double D.
Okay.
Voluptuous.
Hey.
And I went down to something that probably was a 34 B and a half. Right. If there was they were completely deflated. It was awful, you know. 9 years out, I want to say about the year 7.
Okay.
They came from nowhere, and I'm like, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? Could have been getting married or whatever that, I don't know. I got Elgin Mike. That's on camera. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying after a while, after the shock of our bodies, I think if we give it some time, if we just give it some time, I think going into surgery, first of all, we never believe that we're going to be as small as we get. No way. There's no way anybody would have ever told me that I was going to be a 6. I'm a solid 10 at the bottom, 8 on top, and I was a 22. There was no way. I didn't even think in my mind I wanted to get that small. I thought, all right, if I can be a 12, you know, 16, I'm good. And so at 2 years out or 3 years out, our bodies are still freaking out because look at the longevity or the time that it took for us to carry all of that weight. You know what I'm saying? And now it's gone. And what do I do with it? Well, I need to address my emotions first. Anymore. So even when you're talking about weight loss surgery or whatever, 9 years out, I still want my tummy tucked. Only because for me, that's the thing that bothers me. It used to be my arms, it used to be the boobs, it used to be, you know, the shape of my butt now that I've lost the weight or whatever. None of that stuff bothers me. My arms do not bother me anymore. I can go strapless, backless, all of that.
See,
and I
you
promise,
brave.
and I know my arms are a lot bigger than yours. But I'm saying after time, honest to goodness, I think if we just give that stuff some time, find the thing, if you want to do it, find the thing that bothers you the absolute most, that keeps you from being your absolute best. I wanted to look good in my clothes. I mastered that. So then what was my reasoning? So even going into my weight loss surgery, I wanted to wear a belt. I wanted to cross my legs.
Yes.
I got one over And in a couple of months, I was able to get the other one over. And now, girl, I'm like, yes, I can. But I'm getting a little chunky now, and I think I'm having some challenges again. But I'm saying it is so much past what it looks like, because people that love us, which I didn't even understand, never saw it in the first place. Never saw it in the first place. But I'm all down for a good fit pant or whatever. And, you know, I want to wear a swimsuit. I do. And I can, and I have, but
I don't know.
I had to cover up some stuff. I don't want to cover up. But then if I do that, if I do that, then I'm going to say I got to get the thighs done, and then I got to get the butt done. So this morning, getting ready here, I said, when is enough ever enough?
But so I don't know about plastic surgery. I guess if I had to say today, I would go no, just because I know that internally I've still got to sync up my head with what I see.
Yes.
I know I have to cease the war against because it really isn't. It's like, oh my, because I, you know, like, it's like go away, and that's not healthy.
Yeah,
it's not healthy. So I don't think it's a good space to even try and do that just yet. And I know that there are women that do it.
Absolutely,
I mean, 2 years. I mean, a year out. I mean, as soon as they drop it, they go in for they come in mommy makeovers.
Yes, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard of those.
You know, get those done, and it's done immediately.
When you start hearing the stories of the women who are dying on the table, who are not recovering from anesthesia or not recovering, you know, from a blood clot or something like that, you really check your motive for doing it. If it is not a health reason, do I have to? Because a good pair of Spanx for me, no kidding. A good pair of Spanx for me, $45-50 in comparison. Because I'm not even doing a waist trainer things. That just hurts. I'm not doing that. But a good pair of Spanx for me really would do it for me. So, you know, but when all that comes off, what is it that I want?
Yeah.
I'm married. My husband is extremely supportive, you know, will never make me feel bad about, you know, where I am now. So I know that the decision to do that would definitely be self, but I don't know, you know? I think I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna put my two-piece on and run around the house. Let's see. See what's gonna happen.
And for me, it would probably be a one-piece, just because. And I think because we
and
carried our weight
wraps.
differently.
Yeah, but there's cute wraps and all of that kind of stuff. I'm thinking from a healthy standpoint and saying, how can we not feel like this is something we have to do?
Right.
Just find a motive, you know.
And can we be happy?
I think we should just try that.
Because the people that love you are gonna love you regardless. And
don't nobody want to see you botch, messing with your tubes and all of that kind of. Nobody wants to clean up after you. I just thought.
Touché.
I wanted a flat stomach.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Touché. All right. So
You're beautiful. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. Thank
you.
Yes.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thanks to our sponsor, Andra Alicia Skincare, your beauty haven for skin. For beautiful skin, be sure to try their 5-star rated repairing lotion potion.